Alright, this is John Colo with OKRAW.com to have another exciting episode for you. And in this episode, I'll be sharing with you guys why I no longer eat a salad or even a soup for dinner anymore. Yes, salads and soups, they're not the healthiest when you eat them late at night, in my opinion. But of course, it depends on what you consider a salad. If you're just eating greens only with no fatty dressing and it's really plain, yeah, you guys can continue to do that if you want to. But for me, I've definitely made some radical changes in my eating times. I still eat salads, I still eat soups, and I still encourage everybody to eat those every day. And even though I've changed my eating schedules to include salads actually earlier in my day, which is what this video is about, you know, if you eat a salad even late at night instead of McDonald's or other fast food chain hamburger, cheeseburger, egg McMuffin, or whatever you guys would eat late, that's still way healthier. So I always want you guys to remember a phrase I teach is good, better, best. My brother still eats a smash burger and eats garbage, in my personal opinion, and I'm not here to judge him, but at least he gets this and he knows that, hey man, my brother doesn't like me eating a smash burger, but if I go to Chipotle and get the vegetable, bowl, that's a lot better, and it's still fast food, and he could still eat that. So, I always encourage you guys to, wherever you guys are at, I want you guys to get up to the next rung. This video may be applicable to some of you guys that may have a lot of things dialed in that want to dial in further and crank it down. And for some of you guys, it may not be that important. I will share many concepts in this video that are quite important to me that I have learned that I'm now starting to implement. So the first thing is, this is my salad right here, right? This is a nice little small salad made with organic romaine lettuce, as well as based around basically cauliflower and wild rice that I bloomed in the sun, as well as pepper and based dressing with homemade coconut milk, as well as herbs and greens from my garden, some of which are behind me, like the longevity spinach, as well as onions, some seaweed, and many other ingredients. And if you want to know how I eat, hey, check the link down below to go to my Instagram. I often post pictures of actually what I'm eating, as well as ingredients, although I don't generally give the ratios on my Instagram. But yes, salads are essential for health. I encourage you guys to vary your salads widely, which means, eat different ingredients all times of the year. I strive to predominantly eat seasonally, so I eat seasonally. First choice is picking things out of my garden. This is where the majority of my greens come all year long, no matter what. And then I fill in with store-bought greens. So this time of year, I'm filling in with store-bought organic romaine heart lettuce, to go with my greens, to mellow out some of the greens, because some of the greens I grow are quite strong. But in the wintertime, I don't buy any lettuce because I have all the lettuce I need. And I might be buying other greens that I may not be growing, although in the wintertime, that's basically when I have all the greens I need to eat. So I do encourage you guys to follow seasonality and eat things that you grew yourself. Even if you don't have a yard or space, you can grow sprouts and microgreens indoors. I have plenty of videos on this topic to share with you guys how you guys could do that. So that's number one. And we want to eat more of a variety of food. So, sometimes if I eat like longevity spinach or Gynera procumbens, the next day or the next few days I might have the Egyptian spinach, or I might have the Malabar spinach. I might have some other different kind of green. This time of year I have lots of basil, so I'm basically just making salads out of basil and lettuce and whatnot. So I want you guys to include more different types of plant foods. They all contain different levels of vitamins, minerals, phytochemicals, micronutrients, and more importantly, fiber for your microbiome that are critically important, right? And yeah, eat at least a salad a day. Minimum is my recommendation. Now, here's the thing, I've been doing that consistently, basically for the last 25 years, eating a salad a day or a soup, which is basically like a salad drenched in more vegetables, because it's just juice vegetables, basically. As much as that is good, I've also been refining, I'll be the first to say, I am not perfect. Please do not think I'm perfect. I'm on my own journey. We are all on our own journey, just trying to get through life, just trying to do the best we can what we think the best we can, or what the best is. I'm on my own journey, and I totally, encourage you guys to be on your own journey and not do exactly as I do, because what works for me, and it may not exactly work for you, although a lot of the principles and things I do are based on, my opinions, my experiences, the experiences I've seen others have gone through, as well as, more importantly, some science locked in. I don't take any personal one thing as like the God, like some YouTube vegan doctors say, this is science, this is the God, it's the answer, this is the only way. Science doesn't always get it right. You gotta look at who's funding the science and a whole bunch of other things. But nonetheless, some science can be helpful. So here's the thing, probably the worst thing I do for my diet, my health, because I eat really well, but I do tend to eat late. And sometimes I'm known, actually my friend Paul Nissan says that I have the midnight diet. He has the daylight diet, I have the midnight diet. Because sometimes by the time I'm getting done with all my work, with my gardening, with my food preparation, with making videos, my laundry, and I don't even get the time to clean my house, I'm eating like at 10 o'clock at night because I'm so busy in the day doing all kinds of other stuff, working, answering emails, all these things, and I just don't have enough time. It's just me. I do all my own gardening, I do all my own food preparation, I do all my own juicing. I do not have help. I do not have a girlfriend, a partner, or anybody to help me, and it is a lot of work. And I'm not going to say it's not a lot of work, but this is probably one of the most important things to me in my life, and I don't know what else I would do if I didn't do this. I don't enjoy going to bars, I don't enjoy watching sports, I don't enjoy gambling, but I enjoy what I do, which is making healthy food, growing healthy food, learning about it, and then more importantly, share with you guys to make the difference in the world that I want to see. And I want to encourage all you guys to be the change in the world you want to see, and more importantly, share with others, because the information that I'm sharing is not coming from the top down. So that's number one. Yeah, so I eat very late at night, and I know that is not good. There are many published scientific studies showing the times you eat can make the difference between being healthy or not healthy. And I put that off a lot because I'm still eating good, but it's late. And finally, because of COVID and other reasons, I'm like, what? I need to dial it in and crank it in, John, because, I tell you guys, I'm on my own journey, and I'm always striving to improve and get better in what I'm doing. And to not try to do better is to me, is to fail. I always encourage you guys to strive and have set goals and continue to improvement, CANI, constant and never-ending improvement. This guy named Deming brought over that philosophy to Japan, and that's why the Japanese, now in many instances make good quality cars and other products, because they've implemented this. And in America, many manufacturing companies have not. I try to incorporate this into my life in every aspect, in my gardening, in my food preparation, relationships, whatever it is. I always try to learn, grow, and become better at what I'm doing. And that's simply what I'm doing here. So I've basically learned that by eating earlier in the day and, not eating late at night, number one, and number two, having the main meal or the bulk of your calories in the middle of the day instead of in the evening, has shown to be more beneficial for health in terms of immune system, in terms of weight loss, in terms of many different factors. There's many different published scientific studies that I have seen regarding this, and that's simply what I did. So the other thing that I've done that I have been doing for a long time is intermittent fasting, and so I've even increased my intermittent fasting time. Fasting can be good or bad depending on how it's done. I do not encourage you guys to do long water fasts that are unsupervised or that are supervised by people that are not medical practitioners. That does go on, and I have seen people have really bad results from doing that. I do only recommend one place for fasting, True North Health Center. I did send my dad there for 30 days on water alone, and that is, or may be considered extreme. So, but what I think about also is how can we duplicate nature? So in nature, sometimes the animals, if they're hunting animals and eat meat, sometimes they can't find food. Sometimes animals that are foraging animals can't find greens or can't find berries or can't find fruits or can't find whatever they're going to eat because they don't have grocery stores. Unfortunately, we have grocery stores. We could go down and get food anytime we want, and that has caused many people to be gluttonous, eat too much, and just take food for granted, when if we were in nature and we have to hunt for our food, whether you want to do that or not, I'm not encouraging hunting, and I'm not a fan of that personally myself. I never would do that myself, or whether you got to hunt for your berries and greens in the forest. Sometimes we're not going to find food, and that means we're going to fast sometimes, right? And this is an adaptation that humans have come up to do. And when we do not eat, our bodies heal more effectively. So don't always be plugging your pie hole with food. Otherwise, you're not going to be basically healing. You know, when you're sleeping, you're definitely healing. One of the reasons is because you're not eating, but your body gets to do house cleaning. So my goal is to have the largest time when I'm sleeping and then not eat either before or after I sleep, to give me an expanded time where actually my body's not having to deal with food and my body is able to do other tasks like, you know, keep my body's, you know, skin nice. I mean, that you could say I have, you know, I have really nice skin. Marcus, you know, made a video on why John Kohler has nice skin, which even surprised me because, you know, I had skin condition as a child. But, you know, these are all very important factors, not just one thing, or being raw vegan is going to change your life, but it's many things that I incorporate into my diet, including vacuum blending, including juicing, including growing my own foods. There's so many things, and it's hard to say it's just one thing that's the answer, but I constantly try to stack on more improvements and change different things in my life to get better results and to have a higher level of health and, you know, better health outcomes in the long run. You know, longer longevity and all these kinds of things. So intermittent fasting. So anyways, I basically used to do 12 hours eating window and 12 hours not eating because there are 24 hours in the day. And I've recently bumped that up to, you know, my goal is to do like 16 hours or maybe even a little bit more. But I find that could be increasingly difficult, you know, eating the style diet I do. Maybe if you're eating lots of fats and stuff, might be easy because you could, in one small meal, you could get a lot of calories. But the way I eat lots of fibrous plant foods and nutrient-dense foods, and it has a lot more water content and a lot harder to fit that in a condensed period of time. So this is what I came up with. And once again, I'll tell you guys I'm not perfect, but I'm going to share this with you guys publicly so you guys can help keep me accountable too, because I am not perfect, okay? So this is it. My eating window is between noon and 8 p.m. And then even beyond that, you know, I have some specific guidelines. Eat before 8 p.m. daily. It says that in bold letters. Do I do that? I'm not quite there yet. So I could say this is maybe more of a goal than my rules. And I don't encourage you guys to have rules because rules are meant to be broken. But I do encourage you guys to have goals. So this is my goal. And then I say eat when hungry. This is also something I've done now for the last 25 years. I pretty much only eat when I'm hungry. So that kind of messes up my schedule because I can't eat to a schedule. I can't eat at, you know, noon, 2, and 6 because if I'm not hungry, I'm simply not going to eat. And that's also a very key, important thing for health. Don't eat until you're hungry because your body's not ready to handle the food in the first place. Okay, so then going further, I have some further goals or thoughts or ideas that I would like to get, but they haven't quite happened yet. And I've been doing this probably for the last month or so, and it says recommended times. And once again, I said recommended, not mandatory. Drink juice around my noon time, salad meal afternoon between 2 and 3, fruit meal evening, and then it says grace period between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. and it says vegetable juice. Okay, so let's decipher this for you. So here's the thing, you know, when you wake up in the morning and people usually eat breakfast at 8 a.m., you are breaking your fast. That's why it's called breakfast. You're breaking your fast of basically sleeping and eating, and you're basically intermittent fasting. Most people might only do it for 6 hours because they're eating a late night cookies and cream and donuts or whatever they're eating. They go to bed, they wake up, and then they pound up in their pie hole bacon and eggs or whatever else they're going to get and eat. And, you know, it's not good to have a small window where you're not eating because our bodies can't heal properly, build your immune system and all these other things. So I like to expand that. So basically, I wake up whenever I wake up. Sometimes it is at 6, sometimes it's at 7, sometimes it's 8. I wake up whenever my body wakes up because that's also very important. Get enough sleep. And how much is enough sleep? Is enough sleep waking up? Because you got to be at work at 9. You wake up at, you know, 8:30 with an alarm clock. No, if you're waking up with an alarm clock, in my personal opinion, you know, you're not getting enough sleep. I wake up whenever my body wants to wake up. And that varies every single day depending on if I worked hard the last day or what I ate or whatever. And then I get up. And then I work some more because that's what I do. I work, got to answer emails, got to do all these things, got to, you know, make my plan for the day, all these things. And then by the time it's around noon, oh, actually when I wake up though, usually I'm thirsty because of my climate is an arid climate. I drink water, so I might be drinking some low D water. I'm not really going to get into what low D water is. But that's like 25 ppm low D water, maybe like up to 32 ounces, 16 to 32 ounces. So that's half a liter or a liter. And then I'm basically not hungry at that point. And then around noontime, I start getting hungry, or actually more importantly for me, it's thirsty. So then I'll have my 3 ounces of ginger turmeric. I'll put a link down below to how I make that And then I'll drink 3 ounces of that. Then I'll have, once I'm through with that, and then usually pretty soon thereafter, 15 minutes or maybe even less has elapsed, I drink my basically green juice, which is usually, well, it varies every day. It could be straight cucumber, could be straight romaine lettuce, could be a mixture of cucumbers, romaine lettuce, and celery, as well as fresh picked greens in my garden. Like the last one I made has lamb's quarters, all the previous ingredients, as well as collard greens. Drink 32 ounces of that. Then I let that digest, and when I get thirsty again, then I'll basically drink another 32 ounces of my root juice, which is generally lately carrots, beets, jicama, pineapple, ginger, and maybe some cabbage that I have, and also maybe some additional greens from my garden. Each different kind of juice offers me different vegetables and different fruits and plants that have a wide range of different phytonutrients, phytochemicals. And yes, even the juice contains some of the soluble fiber that feeds your microbiome, okay? So then after that, then I'm juiced up, literally have a half gallon of juice in me. That's basically eating 8 pounds equivalent of produce, but just the water and some of the insoluble fiber as well as the nutrition in there, so I could get that many pounds of vegetables in me before I've even eaten anything else. And then after that, I work. So today I made actually a video that just got posted previously, how I make my cauliflower pizza crusts. And then now when I'm hungry, which I am hungry now, I had another juice today. I had another 32 ounces of half pineapple, ginger, carrot, turmeric with coconut water diluted, because I was really thirsty because I've been working outside. It's like 100 degrees out today. And then now I'm hungry again, and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta make this video before I eat. So like it's right around 4 o'clock. I think I was gonna eat at 3:45, but then I had to make this video. I had to get set up. So basically it's around 4, and basically my salad afternoon meal is between 2 and 3, but that's kind of like a short time between noon, and then between noon and 2 I only have 2 hours of my juice to digest, and I'm still not hungry at that point. It could happen around 3:30 because I could have ate today at 3:30, but I had a few other things I had to take care of. So I'm eating at 4. So I mean, that's kind of what the more realistic is. I usually eat around between 4 and 5 usually, although some days it gets jacked up because I'm so busy. I gotta still make my food, and then I'm not eating until like 6. You know, that's not optimal. I would like to keep it on an earlier schedule. So yeah, then I'll eat the majority or bulk of my calories with a fatty nut dressing that's, you know, fairly high calorie and a lot more complex and difficult to digest a little bit earlier in the day, maybe around 4 to 5 is my goal. And once again, normally I would eat this meal like late, anywhere from usually when my show's on the 100 on the CW, to like between 8 and 9 o'clock is when I would normally eat dinner, and sometimes even later, unfortunately. So now I'm eating at least between 4 and 5, and then basically I'll go back to work. Usually I do gardening until it gets dark around 8 or 9, and then hopefully usually around 8 I get inside and then basically eat a fruit meal. You know, hopefully I'm done by 9. You know, because that's supposed to be my grace period, and hopefully I'm done by then, and then basically that's it for the day. I might have a kombucha to top the night off. That kombucha I homemade myself, usually based around turmeric and ginger, with basically very, very low of no sugar, maybe a little bit of alcohol because I let it go too far, and sometimes it tastes like vinegar. Maybe just like 8 ounces, and then after that I only have the low D water again, and then I go to bed. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, this is my goal, to do more intermittent fasting, have a lot longer window of times I'm not eating, and then also moving my main meal to early in the day so I get better digestion. You know, that has been shown to be helpful in scientific published studies. And that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you guys. I basically not get to eat. You know, so if you see me eating late at night, hey, check me. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to say I am, and we're all on our own journey. Do the best you guys can. If this is helpful for you, great. And if it's not, you know, just kind of some of the terms and some of the things I've said in this video may be helpful, and it may be right for you to implement some of these now, or maybe at least I planted a seed in your mind, and maybe one day you might aspire to do some of these things if you feel important to you, because we all are on our own journey. And I respect everybody that has their own choices, makes their own food choices, you know, makes their own eating meal time choices, makes their own, if they're going to juice or not, choices. You know, we're all free to do what we want, and I appreciate all you guys for sticking through this video, because I know a lot of you guys have just that didn't make it here just bailed. So thank you. So anyways, if you found this video helpful for you guys, hey, please give the video a thumbs up. That'll encourage me to do more sharing of what I'm doing in my personal life, as well as my teachings with you guys, so that you guys can improve on that constant and never-ending improvement cycle, that I like to do. Also, be sure to share this video with somebody else that you guys think it can help, so that they could dial in their diet just a little bit better and get better results. Because, you know, it's more than just the food you eat that will lead you to success or failure. It's about eating times, it's about this, it's about that, and I've learned so much over these last 25 years that I've been living this lifestyle that I'd love to share. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss out on my new and upcoming episodes. I've come out about every 5 to 7 days. You never know where or sure what we'll be learning on my YouTube channel. And make sure you click the little bell so you get notified as my new videos come out. And then finally, be sure to check out past episodes. My past episodes are a wealth of knowledge. Over 500 episodes at this time on this YouTube channel dedicated to teach you guys about the best way to eat more fruits and vegetables on a raw food, plant-based, nutrient-dense diet that I do myself now for the last 25 years. So with that, my name is John Kohler with OKRAW.com. We'll see you next time. And until then, remember, keep eating your fresh fruits and vegetables and eat them early. They're always the best.